This lesson is on finding the equation of a line or writing the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. The first thing we need to know is what slope-intercept form is. It is y equals mx plus b. The n is the slope, and the b is the y-intercept. That's where it crosses the y-axis, and the slope describes the steepness of our line. So if we're writing the equation of a line in slope-intercept form from a graph, you'll first have to be given the slope of 3/2 and the intercept of -3. Now, to graph this equation of the line, we start at the b, or the y-intercept, when x is 0, y is -3. So I'm starting at -3 down here. Okay? And then I follow my slope. Slope on a graph is rise over run. So I'm going up 3 because it's positive, and right 2 because that's positive. So I'm going up 3 and right 2, up 3 and right 2, or you could have gone down 3 and left 2, and you could draw your line. Now this graph has two parts. We have that slope. This goes in the m place, 3/2, leave the x, and my intercept is a -3, so it's -3. So now let's do another one. Given a slope of -2 and an intercept of 4, so let's first put that on the graph before we write this equation. We have to start at +4 on the y-axis when x is 0, y is 4. It's our x and our y. And then follow your slope. We're rising and running. Now, it's a -2 and it's a whole number. To make it a fraction, I'd put it over 1. And so I'm actually not going to rise any. I could go down 2 and write 1. Or I could go up 2 and left 1. It's the same thing. Down 2, right 1, up 2, left 1. Those points still fall on the same line. And the equation is y equals m is -2, leave your x, plus 4. To find the equation of a line from a table, the first thing you have to find is your slope, and then you'll need your intercept. To find slope from a from a table, remember the change in y over the change in x. Well, how does y change? I'm going up 3 every time, right? And so it's going to be 3 over, I'm going from -3 to 0, I'm going up 3 here too. 3 over 3 is a slope of 1. Now I have to find the intercept. Now here's just a little hint. When x is 0, we're going to write this down. When x is 0, the y value is the y-intercept. So, just like here, we had 0 and 4. I have a 0 and a number. That is, my intercept is 5. So my equation of the line is y equals 1x, or just x, plus 5. The next one, the table's a little bit messed up, so let's make some corrections. This should be the y side, and this should be the x side. The numbers at the bottom are -3 and 3, and this should be a +6. My fault. Now again, change in y. Okay, I'm going down 7, going down 7, going down 3, down 3. Now we have to look, change in y, -7 over, the change in x is -3, is just a +7/3. And then don't forget what we said, when x is 0, so when x is 0, y is the intercept. So the intercept is 4. Y equals, the m is our 7/3, leave your x, and it's a +4. If you're finding the equation from 2 points, the first thing, we know we need 2 things. We need the slope and the intercept. To find the slope from 2 points, don't forget we do the do-do. So I have 15 down, 3 goes up. 12 goes down, 7 goes up. So I have -4 over 3. I can't reduce it. That is my slope. I also need an intercept. To find the intercept, so let's see. First things first, we have to find the slope. And now, to find the intercept, you're going to plug in m, which is your slope, and 1 point into y equals mx plus b to solve for b. I'm going to plug in the first point. It doesn't matter which point you pick. The y value, plugging it into y equals mx plus b, is 3. That's my x and my y. So y equals my m I have is -4/3 times the x is 15, and plus I'm solving for b. So 3 equals -4 times 15's -60 divided by 3 is -20. And to solve for b, I add 20 to both sides. So 23 equals b. So I have my m and my b. So you can write your equation. Y equals -4/3 x plus 23. And you can pause the video and try this one. I need my slope. And I'm going to have a -8 over a -1, which reduces to 8. That's my slope. And my intercept, I'm going to pick one of these points. I'm going to pick the one with the smaller coordinates just to make it easier on myself. Y is 17 equals m times x is 2 plus I'm solving for b. Multiply. And then to get rid of 16, get b by itself, I'm subtracting. 1 is b. So those are my 2 components, and I can write my equation. Y equals 8x plus 1. This next section from a point and slope, writing the equation. Well, I've already been given slope, and I'm given my x and y. All I have to do is solve for the intercept. So I'm going to plug in y is 7 equals m is 5, and x is also 5, plus b, 25, and I'm subtracting 25 from both sides. I'm left with -18 equals b. So y equals my slope of 5x, and it's a negative 18, so minus 18. And the last one, I have a table, and I don't have my slope, and it doesn't look like I have an intercept. So I'm going to find my change in y over the change in x. I'm going up 5 over going up down 3. So it's negative 5/3. Can't reduce it. Plug in a point. It doesn't matter which point. You can plug in the last one, the first one, the middle one. I would check to see if x is 0 and y is a number, but it's not, so I'm going to have to plug it in. And so I have 27 is my y equals negative 5/3 times x is 6 plus b. Negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Divided by 3 is negative 10. And I'm going to add 10 to both sides. So 37 is b. Y equals negative 5/3 x plus 37 is my equation in slope-intercept form.